That's the thing as well. With this, I would say this lucid dreaming experience, I was really understanding last night. Actually, not even this last night, but earlier today, I took a nap for like an hour around like 11 a.m. and 11 a.m. to 12. And I took this nap before I went out to make videos because I was tired. I had to get up, do my oil change and all that. But when I ended up getting attacked in my sleep by a succubus, or I would call it just an energy that wanted to play as a woman or cosplay as a woman. And what I realized was the symbolism or the symbolic mirage of my thoughts during this lucid dreaming experience was helping me understand how to get rid of and deplete parasitic energies that are still trying to latch on to me from the past, meaning that old situations, old people in the past who I don't talk to anymore are finding their way back to the light that they can't even bear within their own enlightenment. So because they're infatuated by that, they're sending their thoughts, they're sending their spirit over to where I'm energetically ascending at. And then this ascension became so ascended that the being in my thoughts was descending me spiritually into a spiritual realm that I basically was protected in. I was conscious in, confirmation by a butterfly. But just through that mediumship, I was really able to pay attention in this lucid dreaming experience to where I wanted to be able to document not only just key points, but what I resonated with and what I can help you understand as well when you don't let weakened energies try to help you release, your sexual urges or your energy or your source, your sacred clarity that's going to help you become more mindful in your purpose, or the satisfaction for you finding your purpose so that you can develop more intuition, more divinity. You can start practicing outside in your nature. Things will become more natural to you. And what happened was I vividly don't really recognize the whole entire beginning to, no, I remember the ending and the middle part. And there was a video I seen it's in the movie Inception when Leonardo DiCaprio was explaining to the girl, I think her name's Ariane or whatever, but he was explaining how the mind will simultaneously enter a pattern of a dreamlike state. And this dreamlike state, he needed Ariane or whatever, I think that may be her name, but they were at a table somewhere. He said, in this state, we are going to need your mind to create the reality, and we're going to send a test subject in that mind to basically take note of that reality that they are also dreaming in. So she'll be able to mold a dreamlike state for the test subject that will be in her mind as well. Now, correlating that to this, my mind would repeat the patterns for me to start graduating and start being initiated into, I would say, higher ways of consciousness for the subconscious mind, which is exactly why many people are not really able to be one with these realms, because it causes too much anxiety whenever you're paying attention to the dream and then you release outside this dream. So this energy, this energetic bondage that comes from my past and trying to haunt me for today, what I remembered was, here's the vivid scenarios that I remember in this dream. For some reason, I was in a car and there was a dog in my lap, but I was in the car with other people. Now I understand as well, these people didn't really have a face, but I remember this dog. Now the dog kept licking me. I don't like being licked because, for one, that's disgusting. On top of that, you actually can die by that. You can go research that on your own time. But not even just that. Come on. But not even just that though. The dog kept licking my hand. And then I said, stop licking me. The dog got agitated, it got angry, got upset. So I took note of that as well. I was trying to make sure that I had that note, but I do. So I understand there was a dog. The dog got upset, got angry, and then it was growling at me, showing its teeth. When I seen that, I was like, you don't put fear in me. I'm not gonna let you lick me. Because I feel like now you're trying to lick your way into a certain bloodline of mine that's shedding belief systems that you still believe as a dog. And I knew like this dog was just an entity creating the form of what a dog's illusion will be. Because I knew spiritually that this wasn't a dog, but it was just the imitation of a mimic energy or energetic frequency cosplaying as a dog to make me want to be like, oh, look at the dog, look at me, or whatever the case may be. But my mind is too aware of what's going on now. I remember going to a restaurant. I don't even know who was driving. I don't know who was in the car, but I remember the people in the car telling me, you shouldn't have done that to the dog. You're going to make it mad. I was like, I don't give a fuck. Like, don't lick me. And when I say don't lick me, just don't do it. You can't get mad because I tell a dog don't lick me. I don't play that. Don't lick my face. So you can lick my hand or whatever, but don't lick my face and don't keep licking me. After a while, I was like, bro, all right, chill. You're doing way too much, dog. Went into this restaurant. There was a woman. Now, the thing is, her complexion was brownish, lightish a little bit. Wasn't too dark. Wasn't around my complexion or dark skin, but she was a brownish, lighter version. And she was working at this restaurant or whatever. And what I started to notice was my energy became so... It was so heightened in this restaurant that the main focus was just literally between me and her. Can't make this stuff up. Once I realized that I was playing the game that she was unconsciously living in. Seeing her flirt, I was flirting back with my eyes and my energy. But I was understanding, what is this being trying to do right now? What is this being sitting here helping me realize about myself? Therefore, I was allowing the actor to play in her role. Once I understood that, I seen how disgusting the energy looked. So now this disgusting energy took me home. And when I realized what this house was, the house was the imitation of the older being that took my V card when I was 15 years old. Once I was in this, it was literally like Insidious. I vividly remember, as I'm talking to you right now, also Celestial Rising, divine afternoon and grand night to the beautiful deity watching this video, to divine reflection, divine messenger, and we are back with another celestial mindful message. And I understand as well, if you enjoy these videos, make sure you like, comment, subscribe for more divine messages. Now let's get into it. I realized that the same exact house had a different layout, but it was the exact same neighborhood. This neighborhood was so massive. Somehow, some way, I was understanding where I was going as I was making my way out of this illusion that was trying to get me got. But before we even got to her house, she basically was saucing me up, doing her thing. Her energy was very strong. And then I ended up getting her number. And long story short, she was basically seeing, if I was packing, if my dick was hanging, and my shit swing. I was letting her know I don't wear boxers or underwear. I just really wear shorts, and then my shorts are basically like my boxers because my dick has to breathe. And the thing is too, the healthier manner for the autonomy for the vessel or the body, you really are supposed to be letting your balls hang, your dick hang, because you wearing underwear or even the PSDs, the ethicas, whatever, those things can strain your nuts and then give you a rash and all that. So you gotta understand as well, when you let yourself be free, of course not too much freedom, but like going outside of your nature and wearing tank tops or just being like having no shirt on, when you're doing these certain things, it's like you're now able to be free outside of the clothing process or the cloth or the polyester, whatever material, cotton, the things that weigh our energy down. The clothes that we are wearing wear our energy down. And many people don't really understand that because when they go to shop, they're picking out energies that really are causing them to do more harm than good for other people that actually don't care about them. They're buying these items and these certain energies that are going to keep on bringing them down because they are looking for attention and the cloth or the clothing brand that they are deciding to want to buy. And what they're buying is just more illusions and ignorance that they are paying for. And then when they're paying for it and the reaction that they want is not what they are getting, they decide to question themselves, saying to myself, damn, are the clothes not really worth buying? Why is somebody giving me attention? How come I don't look like how I expected when I was buying the clothes at first? It's because you weren't really buying the shirt or the jeans or the socks or the shoes for you. You were buying it for somebody's closed-minded opinion that's also derogatory and degraded upon what they have been introduced to as far as ignorance. Now, when I understood that, I into her household or whatever, and I realized too that she was doing her best to give me head. She was doing her best to, ride my dick, bounce her ass on my dick, whatever, give me some pussy, whatever the case may be. And when I understood that, I was looking at her and I was just like laughing in her face, and she's like, what's going on? What's the issue? And I said, you're doing everything you can to take my energy from me. And I respect you because that's your due diligence. That's your job in the spiritual realm. If I know physically, I was sitting here studying the neighborhood and the outline because I had to make it out somehow, some way. Because I was testing my ego's higher self, because I understand as well, The movie Inception, great documentary, by the way. But in that realm that I was living in, I was basically me right now talking to you through this two-dimensional black mirror. I was the observer, as I am right now, observing my higher self's lower self. So I basically told my higher self, you sit back, relax. I'm going to take the steering wheel for your body's passenger seat. My higher self was like, all right. I observed what I physically was thinking about, but not acting upon. There's a difference. You can act upon or not act upon. You can think upon your nature, but you don't have to do the action in your nature. So I was thinking on the action of my nature, observing it. I've seen multiple dimensional perspectives that could have been, possibilities that already were, but I wasn't acting on what never was. But there was a multidimensional realm that I already did that act in. So the being was like, it's okay, it's all right, because we have done this before. So it's like, what are you running away from? Why don't you want to be next to me? Why don't you want to be with me? What's the problem? This and that. And I told her, shorty, I'm not hooking up with you. And on top of that, I don't know your energy. Actually, I do know your energy. And I was lying to her by manipulating her mindset because she was doing everything she could to get my ejaculation so that she can control it into the alchemical stance of what energy was unconsciously harvesting itself into being. And she wanted me to join her harvest as well. And I told her I don't harvest energies. I don't even guide energies. All I do is guide myself, and I understand that these energies following what I'm doing, I'm helping them see what water that they are trying to drink as what I'm drinking as well. And then that's when after that, before she even tried to suck my dick or even bounce on my dick because she was trying her best. Now, of course, I want to say she got close. I know there was a reality that I was observing to where she ended up sucking my dick and then bouncing on it, but I didn't release. Now, the recent lucid dreaming experience that I was in, I observed this current one play out. Because that other dimensional realm that played out, my other self in whatever realm that I was in, that was a weak mind that allowed this being to overrun its discipline. So now, in this current reality, she was doing her best to do the foreplay, whatever, right? So I was having sex with my eyes, whatever, my energy, and it was getting her moist, it was getting her thoughts wet. And because of that, I was telling her all these different things that I really didn't want to speak on, but I was giving her the action. So she decided to ask me, you know, can I go ahead and give you some head? Can I have sex with you, please? And when I realized that, she said, oh shit, my parents are home. Now, in this dream, because of course in these realms, in the spiritual observations as well, and higher mirages of dimensional perspectives, I couldn't ask questions in the dream-like state of inception because in these realms, anything goes. And there's no laws or limitations for universal curriculums that energies will follow or light codes will falsely become. I didn't know where her parents came from. Honestly, I was in a free crib. But then I was observing my 15-year-old self thinking in the mindset I'm in right now. So it's basically in my future perspective, guiding myself in this realm that I'm still in at 15 years old. Because I can see myself in every age that I've already been. I'm not even 28 yet. So imagine from 1 to the age I am right now. I'm not 28. But all them ages from back then till now, I was observing every single scenario on what was going to lead up to my 15-year-old bondage into being introduced to losing my energy. Because of course, wanting to fit in, wanting to be like the guys or the friends or the bros because I couldn't relate. But then once I got that energy that came from a woman who was older than me, she didn't really introduce me into the emotional trauma that I was going to start bringing upon my life and the validation I wanted by having more sex with women that I didn't see a future with, but I wanted to be there and be in comfort for a temporary period of time. And I realized that the time I was spending with them really wasn't worth it because what was I learning besides their bodies? When I was learning their mindset, I realized that their mindset couldn't even stimulate me. So I was just stimulating myself by pleasing them and pleasing myself as well. And once the two got done tangoing, I would just go out and do my thing, my purpose, I'll put my energy into my goals and I would say my lifestyle that I'm basically successful in already. When she told me that, I didn't see or hear any parents come in the house. She had a patio her room had 2 windows. When you open it, you look down, there's a living room. I ain't never seen no house like that. And the thing is too, from her room to the living room, that's more than like two stories, 3 stories. Like, it was a long drop. But here's the thing though, I didn't even jump down. I actually thought I was gonna jump down and hurt myself. But she was trying to actually, when I got out the window, she was trying to hold my hand and say, stay. That's when I knew, you are trying to introduce me to your bloodline and not only consume my energy, but you're trying to get your parasitic energies that you're in a family with, and all of you are trying to harvest my energy and then digest it and then take control of my subconscious higher self's mindset. Meaning that you're not only trying to psychologically put my mindset in another mindset that never belonged to me, but you're trying to make me forget about my higher self's purpose into guiding me for where I am right now. So I'm levitating at this point. I get out. She has my hand. I say, let go of me. I get out. I jump down, but I don't even fall. I don't even land on anything. I'm standing on air. But I have no time to sit here and be mesmerized by it. No, we have to go. As I do that, the door's already open. And she wasn't even downstairs. But I levitate quietly. There's no sound. I'm gliding on air right now, on my own element of the spirit and of air. Because air is the spirit. So I'm basically levitating on myself. Transparency. I'm so transparent in this dream. The succubus got mad. Now, of course, in my shorts or whatever, me being transparent, in my shorts, she left a little stain, whatever the case may be. But that's not a relapse. And why is that, Divine? Because when you are intentionally controlling your urges, your sexual desires, and you're not wanting to release, but you end up doing it because, for one, your body has to naturally release these energies or you'll have prostate cancer. So you literally have to release that energy no matter what. But who's doing it for you? It was going to happen no matter what. I understand both of these scientific hypothesis, basically. So I'm not mad at what the succubus did, because my body just basically had to create a formula for my brain to follow. So I can't be mad at my brain for following a script or a program that never belonged to me. But when I levitated out the door, it was so quiet in this neighborhood. For one, the neighborhood was massive, but nobody could see me. So it's like in Bleach. When Ichigo and his crew or whatever, when they're fighting the soulless beings or whatever, people can't see them leave their body. So like, they'll leave their body and their physical body's on the ground sleeping. So us, for example, we can see somebody laying down on the grass and we'll be like, nigga, wake the hell up. Like, you sleeping in the middle of the day? What are you doing? Whole entire time, your spirit is fighting different beings who are trying to consume your flesh, your vessel. They're trying to consume your mindset. So they're fighting in the spiritual realm to protect the physical. Because if they don't, the physical will get ripped open, and now the spiritual and the physical realm will become a veil that beings will be walking into. And then when they're walking into this realm, which they're already doing right now, there'll be skin shifters, there'll be astral leeches, quantum observers who are hooking on to mentally weak beings who averagely think on a certain intellectual capability, so where now they can't think for themselves. And if you can't think for yourself, the beings will do it for you. Once I seen that, I said, oh, okay. I ended up waking up and I realized, like, oh, I gotta put this stuff down, because you really tried to weaken my energy, my auric field. Because me carrying so much divinity around my vessel right now, you can see it in my articulation, you can see it in my skin, you can see it in my videos, you can just see it overall throughout this whole entire journey of me making videos. And my key points were, I have outgrown energies that were once feeding on me. The other one I put down, parasites that are governing themselves in generational curses were basically being revealed and rejected. Now, me walking on my own element was showing me that I was going above the 3D perspective of what laws and gravitational laws were pulling me into and observing me to not also be into. Now, the anger from the dog was also reflecting the attachments of this power being lost over me. The power couldn't have any power over me, so it got more aggressive. That's when I understood that. Attachments couldn't have power over me. So these attachments that came from dense vibrations were getting upset. And they wanted me to weaken myself because I love dogs as well. So what would a mimic spirit do? It will form itself into a dog so where I can weaken myself. I see you for what you are. Stop licking me. Then the last one I put down, my disciplines were basically shielding me in every realm that I'm in right now. So for the first key point, because when I immediately got up, for one, I was very tired, but in that I was still in that REM state, or the REM state of mind. Meaning that I was still dreaming, but I had my eyes wide open. So I woke up, I was like, I'll breathe for a second, took my time, made sure to have mental clarity, and then I basically was trying to decipher every symbolic message that the being was trying to tell me in its imagery. So once I was understanding alchemy, I was getting my energy sexually and I was putting it into my mind. Once I did that, now I'm able to make a video from this divine being. So I realized for the first aspect, for me spiritually outgrowing these energies that were trying to feed on me, I realized that the succubus and the dog were just entities through a symbolism. They were entities and beings who used to or still are trying to drain my energy. Not only just that, they're blocked from having access to me again. They are blocked from having access to me, and that makes them mad. It makes them so mad, they tried to put themselves into the vibration that I actually care about, which are basically dogs and cats. So I understood that they can't get to me in the physical. So in the mental, when they were blocked as well from having access to my mind that I barricade, it made them even more mad. Because it's like, damn, we can't even feed on your mental capacity because in that vicinity of your mind, you got so much space in your mind, you are observing the whole entire infinite realm of your mindset. We can't fuck with that. We can't go to war with that. Because when we step into your mind, we're going to war with ourselves. So if you go into my mind and try to go to war with me, you'll kill yourself. Because I guard my mindset as a guardian. And I understand that for one, everything is the mental realm of the physical realm. The second one, the parasites that are crushing themselves in generational patterns that were trying to make me realize their acceptance for being rejected and my revelation that was revealed through them and through my mindset. Help me understand that for one. The succubi, because for one, she was older than me too. So because of that happening, I was asking myself as I woke up, I was like, how did your parents get there? And there was no car outside. Were they always there? So I couldn't get that answer though. But once I understood that, it was just inherited dysfunction with the being or the succubi that was trying to have access to me. Meaning that somewhere in the physical, this being who took my V card is still thinking about that moment. She may have forgotten about it, but that energy still lies there for what I did to her. I gave her a great time for sure. But it got so bad to the point to where now she moved on and then found something else to start fucking on. Because of course, that was her way of coping with her past trauma. So I was introduced to that. I wasn't known to what was going on. I was just learning from the experience. Get the fuck away from me. Hey, can you go over there real quick, please? Appreciate you. All right. Now, I understood as well. I was no longer resisting temptations anymore because I was escaping the system that was basically giving birth to it. I wasn't resisting temptation anymore. I was basically understanding that for one, I was escaping the belief system that keeps on programming these sexual desires to start plaguing and formulating their mind into a mindset that is literally causing society to be over-sexualized, and not only just that, unconscious into their dreamlike state. So not only are you going to war in this realm right now in a temporary physical experience, but you're going to war in your spiritual realms, the mental realms, the subconscious realms, or the subconscious realms. There are so many wars going on that you can't even see it anymore. You have to think about it. Now, the other thing I understood as well. So when I was levitating upon a third dimensional perspective of what laws are limiting the barrier for infinity to be in, so by me floating in this dimension, that was me spiritually evolving once again, because every day I also have a spiritual awakening, meaning that for one, I'm in competition with my competition. Therefore, I can't compete with somebody who's not in the same exact realm as me mentally, because I'm not in competition with you. I want to get better with who I am for today. So if my videos are top notch for today, I want to top that tomorrow. That's how I am. If I make 5 great videos today, I want to be able to make 5 more better than today. I don't see competition. All I see is me going against myself. Now, once I understood that, spiritually evolving to where I am right now, I don't have to fight anymore because for one, I rise against myself fighting myself. Not only just that, it shows that I was basically mastering myself through the inward perspective of what my reality was portraying in my dreamlike state. So she was trying to fight me off from leaving her, but I left her anyway because you're not good for me. You're not meant for me. You can't align with me. I can't align with you. That's exactly why I didn't hook up with you in a dreamlike state, because what would it do for me? I would have had a puddle all in my shorts. Can't have that happen. No, sir. Now, of course, took my hygiene, went to the shower, cleaned myself up, put all that energy into the drain. But after that, though, I didn't feel upset or bad about it because not too much came out because she was that close. She was that close, but yet and still, we still strive higher. We still are elevating into a better way of being. We're not gonna fight these energies anymore because all we gotta do is rise above them. What the fuck? Like, I'm not gonna sit here and fight against my own mirror. Nah, I'm just gonna look at the mirror. I'm gonna go above that mirror because now you can't project what you can't even see. And if you do see me, all you're doing is seeing yourself, fighting yourself, trying to fight me. Won't work. Now, with the attachment with the dog getting angry at me because I said stop licking me, that basically was that attachment losing the power over having power over me. I understood that this dog getting frustrated was basically helping me understand that, for one, it was revealing that spirits that are hiding behind and creating themselves into people or beings that are trying to be people are being confused by my growth right now. Meaning that when I post on social media damn near every single day, when I talk in contradictions, when I talk fast or slow, people still cannot comprehend my articulation currently. That's exactly why I say I'm neither right nor wrong, contradict everything, question everything. And people still say, what does that even mean? So now when they say, I understand where you're coming from, the conversation happens and they still get mad at what I'm saying. So you didn't hear what I said in the beginning of the conversation? Contradict everything, question everything. I'm neither right nor wrong. So now the anger of the spirit being the dog and a human being, that anger showed that you never really had the power for real. It just showed that your power became powerless when you lost grip on my life. Your power became powerless when you lost the power of having control over my life. That's why you were mad as a dog. And you thought I was gonna sit there and pet you? Fuck no. I'll be sitting here getting bit by the hand that's feeding me. No. And that agitated the spirit. When I told the spirit, get away, get on my lap, it sat there, and I don't know what kind of dog it was, but it was like a miniature dog. It wasn't too small, but it was like medium size. But very adorable. But I seen his teeth, and then I seen his eyes too. It was making his face, it was like, and I was like, somebody get that goddamn dog. And then it was growling, getting closer and closer, and I was looking like, and it was still growling in my face. It was talking about some. Now in the car, everybody looking at me like I'm crazy. That's when I knew, like, there's something deeper going on. Let me keep on watching the movie in my mind. That's when I realized that the dog couldn't lick me no more because it understood that, from one, wait a minute, I'm confused. I thought you wanted to be licked by this dog about who I am because you love me in this realm. No, I don't, bitch. I love myself in higher realms. I would never be a dog nor a human being. So why are you lying to me? That's energy. I can't be with you. The last one, my discipline shielding me in every realm helped me understand as well that me having ejaculation control, me being aware of that control as well, as far as my desires, my sacral energy, as far as the gateway for holding this harnessing of energy, and then my practices through spirituality and consciousness through a contradiction, have molded me into having a stronger auric field, to where now my aura, or my radiance of vibrations are basically emitting around me, to where when I walk, when I talk, when I look, when I just do my own thing, people are worried about me doing my own thing. Now, even in the higher realm of the dream world, the dreamlike state of inception, I realized that, for one, I was always respected, protected. I was always in control of beings who have no control, but they have control of this realm somehow, some way. So now, because I'm unreachable to lower energies, they are now basically doing everything they can to attack me in the spiritual psychosis of my mindset. That's when I realized that the grip on my life becomes stronger, and it becomes more sacred for me to hold on to, because no matter where I go, I'm always going to be attacked no matter what. So as I'm about to go to practice right now, I'm still being attacked mentally right now because, for one, I want to do what? Make videos, but I have to put that on hold for other people, who want to be guided through the coaching of basketball. And yet they don't take basketball seriously. So that hurts me even more, because it's like, I'm coaching you and you don't even take the coaching seriously. Now, of course, when I'm making videos, you take that seriously, but do basketball, I'm giving you free game and you saying, Coach, what does that even mean? I explain it to you like a 5-year-old and you still ask me, what does that mean? So that when somebody breaks down what I mean on the team, now it's like, oh, that's what you mean. What the fuck was I saying before? We talking the same language and you still saying, what do you mean? And then somebody articulates what I said to somebody else, they'll be like, oh, that's what Darius meant. What the fuck is that? What is that? I mean, do we not increase our vocabulary? Do we not read dictionaries anymore? The sources? Do we not research our own information? I mean, if you're going to use AI, if you're going to use Google, if you're going to use Wikipedia, if you're going to use DuckDuckGo, if you're going to use your phone, your tablet, your laptop, a Bible, a book, why are you not actually contradicting what you're reading and what you're learning from? So what I learned from this whole entire scenario, I realized that no matter how high you get, they will always bring you down. But even when they bring you down, you're still protected. You're still respected. That's exactly why they have to put you under mind control, even when you go to bed at night. So when you go to bed at night, how will you put safe affirmations into your subconscious mind to the point where now you can't get attacked easily? They would have to attack themselves easily by them even thinking that it's easy to attack you. And when they're attacking you, all they're doing is attacking themselves because they lost respect and love for themselves till they seen you. When they seen you, they question what that love looked like again because they lost their ways. So because they lost their ways, you guide yourself out of the way of thinking in a realm of the dreamlike state of inception. And when you go into that inception, you lead that mindset and you wake up out of that dream and you start realizing to yourself as well. When you are going through these experiences, you document them, you journal them, you write them down immediately because your experience can save a life. Do not gatekeep information. Do not hold on to your dreamlike states. Write them down because dreams are messages hidden in the deep and from the deep perspective of our mindset, from our quantum vibrations of spiritual projections that we are still in tune with, looking into outside of space, non-linear time equations, timelines, language, consciousness and unconscious consciousness, and higher ways of always being through infinity and of light bearings. Have a great and divine day, divine reflection.